Welcome back to the Made for More show, the space where we talk about the mindset, the energy, and the strategy that helps you step into the woman you were always meant to be, one conversation at a time. I'm your host, Tal, and today we are diving into the power of rewriting your identity. It's a biggie chat, you guys, so buckle up. Now, if you've ever felt like you're doing all the things, you've set the goals, you've taken the action, but something still feels stuck, this episode is truly for you. Because here's the truth, you guys. You don't get what you want, you get who you are. And right now, the identity you're living in is either pulling you forward into the woman you're meant to be, or it's keeping you stuck in the same loops over and over again. And this might feel a little confronting at first for many of you, but I promise you it's actually the most empowering thing you'll ever hear, because if you created this version of you, you can create the next one and the next one and the next one. So today we're going to talk about the power of rewriting those identities of you so you can step into the woman who has it all: your business, your relationships, your health, your happiness, all the things, because she truly is already inside of you. We just need to activate her. So let's get into it. And by the way, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I got body work yesterday. So if you see some little dotties, keeping it real, I'm fine. So here's something most people don't realize, right? Everything you have in your life right now, your income, your relationships, your health, your happiness, it's all a reflection of the identity you've been embodying. Not the vision board you made, not the goals you set on January 1st, but the identity you live in every single day. If you identify as, let's say, a woman who struggles with money, no amount of budgeting tips will help you become wealthy. If you identify as someone who just can't lose weight, right? Like no diet is going to stick. And why? Because your subconscious will always find a way to prove your identity true. Let that land. And this is why you see people crush it for a few weeks and then completely self-sabotage themselves and go all the way back to square one, because their identity actually never changed. And to me, this is where most women get stuck, right? Not because they aren't working hard, but because they're trying to create new results with the same old identity. And I work with so many women today, you guys, that I see this constantly, time and time again. And here's the kicker. Most of the identities we're living in were never even ours to freaking begin with, right? Like they're hands down not even yours. They come from your family, culture, roles we were told to play: be the good girl, be the safe girl, the hardworking girl. Like, don't ask for too much, don't ask for too little. So exhausting. And here's the thing: that identity might have kept you safe in the past, but if you're craving more, if you're listening to this podcast, chances are that that identity is now your ceiling. And I freaking know this because I've lived it for so long. I carried the identity of being the good girl who had to do everything freaking right. And for a while, that served me until it didn't. It kept me small. It kept me saying yes when my soul was screaming no. It kept me hiding the bigness of who I really am, which is big. And maybe you have felt this too, where you're living by rules that don't even feel like yours. And if your current identity is built on somebody else's beliefs, is it any wonder why it feels so hard to step into more? Right? So, how do we change this? How do we rewrite your identity so that it actually matches the life that you want to create? And so I'm going to give you 4 steps that will completely shift everything for you. Are you ready? Okay, first things first. You need to decide who you're becoming. And I mean really decide. Every quantum leap, you guys, starts with a decision that doesn't align with your past, but with your future self. So I want to ask you something along the lines of, like, who is the woman who already has what you want? How does she think? How does she show up? What does she tolerate? What does she no longer tolerate? Like, truly drop into that. And with me for a moment, just close your eyes and feel into her. Take a moment, because she's already there. She's already inside of you. You've just been operating from an old script. Yeah? Okay. Second step. Now, this step is my favorite, which is the embodiment. You have to embody her now, right? Affirmations are cute, but embodiment is where the magic happens. You can say like, I'm confident 100 times a freaking day, but if your body is still in a state of fear, nothing changes. Embodiment means acting, feeling, and showing up as her now. It's in your micro decisions, fam. If she wouldn't text that person back, don't do it. If she would invest in herself, do it. If she would, hold herself to a standard that she knows and how she walks into the room, start being that woman today. All right, so how are these landing so far? Step 1 and 2, minor tweaks, small reminders, but huge shifting results. Shall we keep going? Okay. The third step, dropping into my own embodiment, right? The third step is to create an identity anchor, because your environment is either reinforcing your old identity or your new one. Full stop, end of story. What's in your environment right now that screams the old you? And what would it look like to anchor into the new you? And some options here, some things to think on is like maybe it's curating your social circle and being around women who really expand you. This has been so huge for me as of late. Maybe it's changing the spaces you work in, even the small things like what you see when you wake up or what you listen to, the conversations that you're having. Because if you stay stuck in the old you, you're never going to propel into the new you. And the fourth step. And this one is huge for women. Huge. My favorite is leaning into your freaking feminine edge. The masculine approach, guys, says hustle hard, do more, push more. But the feminine approach says create safety and trust within your body so that your next level feels safe and not scary. Intuition, flow, pleasure. These are all incredible things that your nervous system feels safe to hold. And when you do that, more actually comes. That's when the next level feels light and expansive instead of heavy and overwhelming, okay? And here's the breakthrough that I really want to land the plane on today, okay? Most women who want more hit a ceiling because the identity they're living in isn't designed for that next level. They're trying to build an empire on a cracked foundation. And again, sharing all of this from my experience, you guys, really, because I have had to revisit this time and time again, go back to the drawing board many times to unpack and hold and be the next identity of me that was creating and building the results that I wanted, but she needed to become a new version, right? So I want you to do this today. Okay, notepads and peds, let's go. Step 1, name your current identity. Literally write her down. I am the woman who. I am the woman who. Step 2, define your future self in detail. Okay, like really think about her. Yeah, specificity is key. So what does she think? What does she allow? How does she feel in her body? Like when you get really, really clear on her and get specific, magic happens. Step 3, take one aligned action today from her lens. Just one. So as an example, if she's wealthy, how does she make decisions? If she's confident, how does she speak? If she's magnetic, how does she walk into a room? Right, sis? Do that today. Make sure you really drop into that, because here's the truth that I want to leave you all with. Your identity is the most expensive thing you own, and most people will never cash in on. The version of you who has it all, she's already inside here. The only question is, will you choose her today? Right? So, if this episode lit something inside of you, share it with a woman who needs to hear it and tag me on Instagram so I can celebrate you, right? Head over to the Made for More show or my personal handle, Tali W. DiGiulio. And guys, if you're ready to fully step into the identity that changes everything, I want you to reach out. I want you to send me a DM with the word power. Okay, because I know that working in proximity with a mentor or guide just does wonders, right? Let's make your next level inevitable. Okay, let's make your next level the most powerful you have ever been. And I really hope that you felt today's codes because, as I said earlier, this is a conversation that I really needed back in the day. I knew where I was going. I knew what I wanted to achieve. I knew like where I wanted to be, but no one ever spoke to me about the importance of the next level identity that you need to become to have and hold the versions of success that you want to create, right? And this is a big piece of conversations and the framework and the work that I do with my women and my online business and my clients today. This for me personally is one of the most important pieces. Your identity will literally be the reason why you live your best life. And it's not a one-time job. You have to work on her. You have to work on him over and over again. But if you can find joy, if you can find like excitement in the process, it gets to be fun. It doesn't have to be so heavy, right? So that's it for today, beautiful soul. Thank you for being here and, really being with me again on the show. I know you guys noticed that we had a little bit of a change up and I'm here for it. So if you enjoyed the show and today's episode, as I said, tag me over on Instagram, share it on the forums that you've been listening to. And I want you guys to remember that you are made for more always. I'm your girl Tal and I'll see you next time.